Have you ever caught yourself biting your tongue again or holding back what you really feel because you don't want to upset someone or start a conflict or seem sort of too much? Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's called self-silencing, and it shows up in more often than people realize.
Absolutely. We see this in couples, individuals, teens, and parents, everyone. And the wild part, most people don't even know they're doing it. They just think they're being easygoing or keeping the peace.
But peace on the outside often means a storm within. And so today we're unpacking what self-silencing really is and why we do it and how it impacts our relationship and how to start claiming your voice without blowing up your life.
The content shared on Therapy Inspired is for information and educational purposes only. Listening or engaging in the content doesn't establish a therapist-client relationship. While we draw on our experience as psychotherapists, we don't reference specific clients or confidential cases. Some topics may be emotionally activating. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, we encourage you to pause, take care of yourself, or reach out to a mental health professional in your area. Your well-being matters.
So let's start with a simple definition. Self-silencing is when you suppress your needs, feelings, or opinion to maintain harmony and to avoid rejection.
It's like editing yourself in real time. Does this sound okay? Will they be upset if I say that? Am I overreacting? If your brain is running sort of like a PR campaign in your head instead of speaking, then that's self-silencing.
And it's not always conscious. Many people learn to be quiet in life. That means you're good, you're quiet, you're low maintenance, and it made you feel more safer and more accepted. Especially women, caregivers, and people raised in very stressful or unpredictable environments.
Yeah. And so how might that look and show up in your life? Let's talk about some everyday examples because people hear the term and think that's not me, but it's actually things like saying I'm fine when it's not, apologizing for having needs, avoiding bringing up an issue because you don't want a reaction, dismissing your own feelings as too sensitive or not a big deal when it matters to you.
Exactly. Or agreeing to things you don't actually want. Yes, I'll take on that extra task. Yes, I'll go even though I'm really exhausted. And yes, I'll stay quiet because pushing back feels too risky.
There's also a physical side. Your body knows that tight chest, you're holding your breath, that clenched jaw. Little internal shutdown happens every time you abandon your own voice.
Self-silencing is a survival strategy. It's not about being weak. It's about noticing needing safety more than self-expression.
So, why do we self silence? For many people, self silencing started young, maybe as a way of avoiding conflict or because speaking up got you punished, ignored, or shamed.
Or were you the peacekeeper in your family, the strong one, the one who held everything together? So you learned that my feelings aren't as important. Oh, don't rock the boat, or just, get through it.
And in adult relationships, sometimes that pattern continues. Even if there are people around you that are safe and care, it can almost become automatic.
And here's the thing. Self-silencing doesn't make problems go away, it just buries them until resentment builds.
And so there's a cost to the self-silencing. And let's be honest,
Mhm.
self-silencing may feel like an easy option, but long term, that cost is huge.
Resentment builds, intimacy decreases, your sense of self gets blurry, and eventually you feel disconnected from your partner, from others, and even yourself.
We see this a lot in couples therapy. One partner has been quietly swallowing frustration for years, and then suddenly they say, I can't do this anymore.
Because silence isn't neutral, it erodes connection. And in relationships, we have to have connection.
Exactly. And so let's talk about how to stop that self-silencing, or at least use it more intentionally. Let's get into some solutions because speaking up doesn't mean being harsh or starting arguments.
So just notice the moments you shrink. Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I speak up?
Start small, share small preferences. Actually, I prefer this, or that doesn't work for me. Can we find a middle ground?
And use I feel statements, not in a cheesy way, but in a real way. I feel kind of overwhelmed when I take on things for everybody else all by myself. I feel disconnected when we don't talk about what's bothering us.
Exactly. Let discomfort be okay. Your body might feel a little shaky at first, or tight, or even anxious, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're breaking an old habit and starting a new one.
And remember that your voice is a relationship skill. Healthy people want to know you. Safe people want to hear you speak, hear your opinions. The right people don't punish. Honesty, they welcome it.
Exactly. If you've been self-silencing for years, it's important to know that this is easy to slip into, and you're likely just being protective. You deserve relationships where you don't have to disappear or abandon yourself to be loved.
You deserve to take up space, to matter, to be heard without having to earn it. Thanks for being here with us today. This is such an important work.
And if today's episode resonated, share it with someone who might need to hear it. We'll see you next time on Therapy Inspired. Bye.
Bye-bye.